Hey there, it's Bryan and Taylor, Morning Show 101.5 The Wolf, and we are joined this morning by Bryan and Sarah Baumler of HDTV Canada and Island of Bryan. Hey guys.
Hey,
Good morning.
how you doing?
Morning. So you guys are, to say the least, busy. I've been watching Island and Bryan the first 3 seasons, and you guys had a huge challenge for those that have never seen Island of Bryan, which, by the way, season 4 kicks off on Sunday. It'll run Sunday nights at 10. Take us back to how you got going with this resort.
Oh man, it started just like Gilligan's Island with a 3-hour tour on the boat, and we ended up having a look at this island in the Bahamas that looked abandoned from all different angles, and went over to have a look, and we just fell in love with it. We fell in love with the people, and came across this incredible opportunity with this abandoned hotel. And it honestly, it was a 5-minute decision. We looked at each other, and I just said, we should buy this place. It'd be fun. And 10 minutes later, we had an offer in with the real estate agent, and life just took a turn.
And that was back in the end of 2017.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Wow, time is flying by.
What were some of the big challenges that you guys saw in the earlier seasons of the show, getting everything set up down there?
I think for both of us, we talk
Everything.
about everything. We really talk about logistics. I think it was a huge learning curve for Bryan and I, obviously. I think we both anticipated the hospitality side of it, learning that part of the business would be sort of a big,
We thought it would be easier.
But the reality was just getting things to and from the island, understanding what it means. When we place an order somewhere, that order gets put on a truck and goes to a yard, and then it gets loaded on a boat, and then comes on a boat to mainland, and then gets switched over to another boat to come to us. It was just such a process to get anything, whether it even be milk that we want to drink or supplies that we needed to build. We have this ability in Canada to just go to a store, 10 minutes down the road, grab your carton of milk or a piece of drywall. And we didn't have that luxury. We were really at the mercy of the boats, which are at the mercy of Mother Nature and what the seas are doing.
And just exploring a new culture with the kids and finding our place, in the community there, and just getting to a new place anywhere. So I think traveling with the kids and for us and experiencing different things I think it's taken the fear away, especially with the kids, of new places, new faces, and new things. It's just, they just get there and they're like, okay, well, there's kids, and they run down the beach and they're off playing. And that was really refreshing to see. So hopefully we haven't ruined them. Hopefully we've set them up for a successful future of wanderlust.
Now, on top of, getting the resort together, you talked about your kids, and you have 4 kids. So they were kind of uprooted, and they were at the resort for quite a while. And now I understand that you have sort of moved your home base to Florida. You sold your place in Ontario, right?
Yeah.
We did sell one of them. Yeah. For 3 years, we were not in the house for a long time. We built that thinking that was kind of dream house. That was it. We'll park it here. But we started mentally. The villa, an old villa with, full of lizards and other things, became home. I mean, that was where we unpacked our suitcases. So yeah, we made that. It was a tough decision. Now we ended up buying a house in Southern Florida that, we can fly back and forth to the island about 45 minutes. There's only one border to cross. We paid, half of what you'd pay for a tear down, townhome full of asbestos and mold in Toronto. And the great news is, we're only a couple hours to get back. I'm back up in Canada every couple of weeks. Sarah's back, every month or two, managing our businesses that are still there. We still have a home there and a cottage up north. And so it's still home for us.
Okay.
And I think, I think more Canadians need to put that flag over their back and just kind of travel, just spread out. We'll just take over the world slowly. And you realize, you start to realize the more you travel that, the world's a lot smaller than you think. And, we can be home and standing, back in Ontario faster than we could drive up to the cottage.
And
That's
Sarah,
great.
how are the kids adjusting to Florida?
The kids have made just huge strides in everything. I think when we first went to the island, we spent a lot of time sleepless nights as parents going, are we making the right decision? How is this going to impact the kids? What are we thinking? What are we doing?
Where are the kids?
I think they just surprised us. They're so resilient. Kids just take on anything and absorb all the positive in a situation. And they really did that for us. I think in some of the challenging times, even during the pandemic, the kids were always just had this positive outlook. So when we decided to sort of find a home base in Florida, they've embraced that. They've done what we expected them to do. They've met new people. They've tried new things. They've really sort of integrated in another new community. And currently right now we're in Texas, and we're in Texas with the
Are we?
So, we are kind of moving right now. We like,
We're not moving to
Texas.
Texas.
We're just people that really love to explore and have those experiences as a family. That's important.
That's great. And I mean, you guys have so much going on. I mean, Sarah, with your business going, Bryan, you're getting your pilot's license. Like what? These things just come out of left field. You guys have so much going on. What's left on the list?
Well, I mean, what's left? There's a lot left. I'm going to be filming a show this summer with Scott McGilvery. I'm not sure you've heard of him. He's been begging me for years to do a show with him. I finally relented. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with that with Reno Resort, filming that this summer that you'll see later in the year. We do have a few more things up our sleeves, a few more plans, a little brand expansion. Back in Canada, we'll be doing some filming later this year back in Canada as well, and early next year. So there's without being too specific, there's a lot more crazy ideas that are on the table.
Oh, good. Yeah, I thought you guys were going to calm down, but no, I'm glad. I'm glad they're still crazy to come.
If you hear that I'm retired, it means that's code for massive heart attack or something.
Oh no!
Took a dark turn.
Don't retire. Don't retire.
No, not yet. Hopefully not yet.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you touched on being a pilot, and you have your pilot's license, and you guys have a hangar at this home in Florida. That is the best of both worlds right there, because you can just fly yourself to the resort.
Yeah, it's super convenient. And it's funny, I've had friends say, "Oh, it must be nice. You get to the big jet." And this, no. I have a little 4-seater, rubber band engine. However, we can fly 4 people in a couple of hours, to the island and back for $120 in fuel and about $50 in maintenance reserves. Or we can pay $300 per person each way, so we can really save over $2,000 a trip just by flying ourselves. Now, granted, there's a 50% chance we'll make it, but
I get it on that seat beside you all the time.
For that kind of savings, those odds are,
Now, keep in mind, there's some upfront costs here. You have to buy a plane. You have to get a hangar. You have to learn how to fly.
Well, and again, finishing my license is something that, I grew up at the airport. My dad, his business was there for years, and it's something I've been trying to do for, 30 some odd years. First I didn't have the time. I was busy, chasing friends and girls around as a kid. And then I didn't have the money. And I finally, with the pandemic, that's one good thing that came out. I had a few months to do it. The home we purchased in a fly-in community, like I said, you can't buy half a 100-year-old townhouse in the GTA for that. So it just, everything just kind of fell into place, and it was the right time, the right price, the right opportunity. And here we go. And you know what? This is a temporary. I mean, everything is temporary, but this for us is a temporary solution that works right now, and we're just going to run with it and see what happens.
Well, I got to say, the one thing that I've loved about Island of Bryan is, Sarah, you talked about the challenges of getting stuff to the island, and the show, it just seems authentic, because it is, because that's not, and you can tell that watching the show, that's not part of the production. You guys are stressing about, we got to wait for this boat to bring the load of tiles to the island.
Yeah, you know what, we've sort of had that concept, or from day one, we've always sort of said this is what's actually happening. And I think sometimes everyone looks, especially on television and social media and stuff, is always sometimes so wrapped up in this beautiful bow. And I think for us with Island of Bryan, we were living through this whole project, and we really were just what was happening day to day was what we were filming, what we were showcasing. And I think with the kids there, our family there, it just was what we wanted people to see, a really honest look at the struggles that everyone goes through as entrepreneurs, as business owners.
You should see all the stuff that we can't show, though.
They're really stressful.
Tell you what,
there's a book.
You fly Wolf Mornings down to the resort, and
we'll see it. We'll check it out for you.
That you guys can't air.
There's a book called "Don't Stop the Carnival" that is a fictional, story about somebody going to and the chaos that ensues and the challenges they run into. And when we started this, everybody told me, you need to read this book. You need to read this book. So I got halfway through the book and I got bored because that guy had it easy, compared to our journey. And there were so many things that we just couldn't show, and so many more challenges that we ran into. And there were times, that we were just ready to throw in the towel and give up, opening the hotel, spending your life savings, and the governments around the world say nobody is traveling, and if you leave this island, you're not coming back.
Well, and the hurricane.
Yeah, that was there were moments there we kind of thought, well, this is it. Okay, we're now subsistence, farmers and fishermen living on the beach with no worldly possessions. I mean, that's kind of where we were. Downs. Yeah, but I don't know. We're still here for now.
Well.
Right?
Hopefully things are smoother for your new show in Texas. That'll be nice to see.
I don't even know what we're doing here. I just came down for some crawdads, and I guess we overshot Louisiana, but.
Oh, man. Been a pleasure, guys. It's Bryan and Sarah Baumler, Island of Bryan, Season 4. It's going to be Sunday nights at 10 p.m. on HGTV Canada. You can also stream it on Stack TV, which is available through Amazon Prime. Bryan, Sarah, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
No worries, guys. We'll see you on Sunday.
Thanks.
All right.